Welcome back to Top X Coins. Today, we're diving into some of the top 15 rarest and most valuable Lincoln pennies that could be hiding in your collection. We're talking about 15 pennies that might look ordinary, but could be worth $10,000, $50,000, or even more. So, don't skip this video because each coin we discuss could turn your small change into a fortune. The 1959 Lincoln penny marked a significant transition in U.S. coinage, being the first year to introduce a new reverse design, known as the Lincoln Memorial Reverse. This departure from the previous year's design not only modernized the coin but also symbolized a deeper connection to the nation's 16th president. While the majority of 1959 pennies are common and hold little numismatic value, certain varieties, errors, and high-grade specimens can be worth much more. Let's dive deeper into the coin's history, its varieties, and what can make specific 1959 Lincoln pennies rare and valuable. Historical significance. The 1959 Lincoln penny was introduced during a year of major historical importance for U.S. coinage. It marked the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, prompting the U.S. Mint to redesign the penny's reverse. This redesign replaced the wheat ears, which had been featured since 1909, with an image of the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. The obverse, featuring Victor D. Brenner's iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, remained unchanged. Composition and specifications. The 1959 Lincoln penny was struck in a composition of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, weighing 3.11 grams. This composition was typical for pennies until 1982, when the U.S. Mint switched to a primarily zinc core due to rising copper prices. Despite being common, the coin remains popular among collectors for its historical significance and its enduring use in everyday transactions. These high mintage numbers ensured that the 1959 penny would be widely available for many years. However, certain varieties and errors make some of these pennies far more valuable than their face value. Circulated coins, typically worth 1 to 3 cents. Uncirculated mint state 60. These coins can be valued at around $5 to $1. Mint state coins are those that have never been in circulation and retain their original luster. Mint state 65 red. For pennies in this pristine condition, the value can jump to between $15 and $50. The red designation refers to a coin's color, with the highest grade being red as opposed to brown or red-brown, because of the amount of original copper luster it retains. Coins in MS-65 red condition or higher are highly desirable among collectors, as they exhibit a sharp strike, full luster, and no signs of wear. Rare varieties and errors. The 1959 penny has several notable varieties and errors that can significantly increase its value. These rare finds are sought after by collectors and can command high prices depending on the severity and visibility of the error. 1959 D double die obverse DDO. A double die obverse occurs when the coin is struck with a die that has been accidentally engraved twice, causing noticeable doubling on the coin. In the case of the 1959 D Lincoln penny, some coins exhibit doubling on the date 1959 or on the inscriptions like Liberty or In God We Trust. This type of error is rare and desirable among collectors. Value. Depending on the grade, a 1959 D double die obverse penny can be worth $100 or more. 1959 D repunched mint mark RPM. Another valuable error is the repunched mint mark RPM, where the D mint mark was struck more than once in slightly different positions. This repunching creates a doubling effect that is visible with magnification. Although RPM errors are not as prominent as double dies, they are still collectible. Value. Coins with a visible RPM can range from $50 to $200, depending on the severity of the error and the coin's overall condition. 1959 Mule Penny Wheat Reverse. One of the most infamous and rare errors in U.S. coinage is the 1959 Mule Penny. A mule coin is created when two dies from different coin designs are mistakenly used together. In this case, a 1959 penny was struck with the Lincoln Memorial obverse and the 1958 Wheat Penny Reverse. Although its authenticity has been questioned, the mule penny is considered one of the most valuable Lincoln pennies ever discovered if proven genuine. Value. The 1959 mule penny, if authenticated, could be worth over $100,000, given its extreme rarity. Factors affecting value. Condition and grade. The condition of a 1959 penny plays a significant role in determining its value. The 1960 D Lincoln penny is notable for its introduction of two different date sizes, small date and large date, which led to a variety of coins from this year becoming of interest to collectors. Struck at the Denver Mint, these pennies were made during a time when the U.S. Mint was transitioning between designs, resulting in some rarities and errors that are valuable today. Historical context. The 1960 D Lincoln penny was part of the Lincoln Memorial series, introduced in 1959 to replace the wheat ears reverse. The design by Frank Gasparo remained on the penny until 2008, depicting the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse and Victor D. Brenner's portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. This year stands out due to the small date and large date varieties, which collectors actively seek. While these differences in the date size might seem minor, they add significant value to certain coins, especially in uncirculated condition or with unique errors. While the mintage was quite high, meaning most coins are common, some varieties and errors elevate the coin's value for collectors. Notable varieties and errors. Errors and varieties from the 1960 D Lincoln penny are particularly valuable and can dramatically increase the worth of the coin. These are the most desirable among collectors. 1. 1960 D over D, D/D, repunched mint mark. This variety is known as the repunched mint mark, RPM, where the D mint mark was punched into the die more than once. This creates a noticeable doubling of the mint mark, known as D/D. Collectors value these repunched mint mark coins for their rarity. Value, depending on the grade, a 1960 D RPM penny can be worth anywhere from $20 to $100 plus. 2. 1960 D double die obverse, DDO. Some 1960 D pennies exhibit doubling on the obverse, front, of the coin, where the date or the inscriptions like Liberty or In God We Trust appear doubled due to a misalignment of the die. This error is less common than repunched mint marks but is highly desirable. Value, a 1960 D double die obverse penny can be valued at $50 to $500 plus depending on the strength of the doubling and the coin's condition. Factors that affect value. 1. Condition, grade. As with most coins, the value of a 1960 D penny increases with its grade. Coins that are uncirculated and have been professionally graded by companies like PCGS or NGC tend to be worth more than coins that have been in circulation. Red pennies, those that retain their original copper luster, are valued more than brown or red-brown pennies. Coins with minimal wear and no damage are highly sought after, especially in the case of small date varieties or error coins. 2. Rarity of the error. The scarcity of an error or variety directly impacts the value of a 1960 D penny. Repunched mint marks, double die obverse, and the small date variety are rarer than the standard large date pennies, making them more desirable to collectors. Conclusion: the 1960 D Lincoln penny is a fascinating coin for collectors due to its varieties and errors. While the large date pennies are relatively common, the small date and error varieties like the repunched mint mark or double die obverse can make certain examples far more valuable. Collectors seek high-grade coins, especially those in mint state red, as well as any errors that add uniqueness to this otherwise common penny. If you happen to find a small date or an error coin in excellent condition, you may hold a valuable piece of numismatic history in your hands. The 1962 D Lincoln penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial Cent series, which started in 1959 and continued until 2008. While not particularly rare in circulated condition, there are varieties and high-grade examples that make some of these coins valuable to collectors. The 1962 D Lincoln penny was minted at the Denver Mint, and its mint mark can be found below the date on the obverse of the coin. Historical context: in 1962, the U.S. Mint was still using a high percentage of copper in pennies, 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. This copper composition remained until 1982, when the penny's composition was changed to mostly zinc with a copper plating. The coin's obverse continued to feature the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor D. Brenner in 1909, while the reverse depicted the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, which replaced the wheat ears design in 1959. Value of the 1962 D Lincoln penny. Most 1962 D Lincoln pennies are common and are worth little beyond their face value, particularly in circulated condition. However, higher-grade coins, those that are uncirculated, or pennies with rare errors can be worth significantly more. Circulated condition. Face value: Pennies in circulated condition are typically worth around 1 cent. Heavily worn examples won't fetch more than their copper value, which is negligible. Uncirculated condition. The value increases for pennies that are in uncirculated or mint condition, meaning they show no wear from being used in transactions. MS-60, an uncirculated 1962 penny in this grade can be worth $5 to $20. MS-65 red, mint state. A penny in this condition can be worth between $20 to $50, depending on its color and overall appearance. Collectors highly value coins with the original red copper luster, as they have been better preserved than brown or red-brown coins. High-grade coins, MS-66 and above. MS-66 red, in this grade, the penny can be worth $30 to $150. MS-67 red, coins of this caliber are extremely rare, with prices often ranging from $100 to $500 plus depending on the strength of the strike and overall eye appeal. Errors and varieties. While most 1962 pennies are common, error coins can significantly increase in value due to their rarity. Some of the notable varieties and errors for this year include 1. 1962 repunched mint mark RPM. The repunched mint mark RPM variety occurs when the D mint mark was punched into the die more than once, creating a doubling or overlapping effect on the mint mark. Value. A 1962 RPM penny can be worth between $50 and $300 plus depending on the severity of the error and the coin's condition. 2. 1962 double die obverse, DDO. A double die obverse, DDO, is caused by a misalignment of the die, leading to a doubling of features like the date or inscriptions. This variety is relatively rare for the 1962 penny, but if found, it can be quite valuable. The 1963 Lincoln penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial Cent series, which replaced the wheat penny reverse in 1959. These pennies were minted at the Denver Mint, indicated by the D mint mark under the date. While this coin is not rare in circulated condition, higher-grade examples and error varieties can make the 1963 Lincoln penny valuable for collectors. Historical context. In 1963, the U.S. Mint was still producing pennies with the traditional copper alloy of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. This penny belongs to the Lincoln Memorial Cent series, which continued from 1959 to 2008, with the reverse featuring the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. The obverse retained the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor D. Brenner in 1909. Value of the 1963 Lincoln penny. Like most Lincoln pennies from the era, the 1963 penny is common, and circulated coins typically have little value beyond face value. However, the value increases for higher-grade, uncirculated coins and those with errors or varieties. Circulated condition, face value. In circulated condition, 1963 pennies are generally worth 1 to 2 cents, mostly due to their copper content, as their numismatic value is minimal in lower grades. Uncirculated condition. Uncirculated or mint state pennies can command higher prices, especially if they retain their original red luster. Here are approximate values for uncirculated 1963 pennies, MS-60, around $5 to $10. MS-65 red, these can be worth between $5 to $30. Coins with a full red color and no signs of wear are more valuable than those that have begun to tarnish or lose their luster. High-grade coins, MS-66 and above. MS-66 red, these can fetch $50 to $100 depending on the strength of the strike and overall eye appeal. MS-67 red, extremely high-grade coins, such as these, are rare and can be worth $100 to $500 or more. Errors and varieties. The 1963 Lincoln penny does not have as many well-known varieties as other dates, but some error coins can still be valuable. Key errors to look for include, 1. 1963 repunched mint mark RPM. A repunched mint mark RPM occurs when a D mint mark was struck more than once, creating a doubling or overlap effect. Value. RPM pennies can be worth between $20 and $500 plus, depending on the severity of the repunching and the coin's overall condition. 2. 1963 double die obverse, DDO. The double die obverse, DDO, error happens when the obverse die used to strike the coin was misaligned, causing doubling of features such as the date, lettering, or Lincoln's profile. These types of errors are rarer for the 1963 penny but can be quite valuable if found. Value. A strong DDO can be worth $50 to $2,000 plus depending on the visibility of the doubling and the coin's grade. 3. Off-center strike. An off-center strike occurs when the planchet, the metal disc used to make the coin, is not properly aligned with the die. Off-center strikes can range from minor misalignments to severe strikes where part of the design is missing. Value. Off-center strikes on 1963 D pennies can range from $10 to $1,000 plus, depending on how much of the design is affected and the condition of the coin. 4. Clipped planchet. A clipped planchet occurs when part of the coin's edge is missing, usually due to an error in the planchet cutting process. Value. Clipped planchet errors can add $10 to $800 plus to the value of the coin, depending on the size of the clip and the overall condition. As with all coins, the better the condition, the more valuable the coin. Uncirculated coins, MS grades, and those that retain their original red luster, designated as red by grading services, are worth more than circulated or tarnished coins. 2. Errors and varieties. Certain varieties and errors, such as repunched mint marks, RPM, or double die obverse, DDO, are highly sought after by collectors and can significantly increase the value of the 1963 D Lincoln penny. 3. Market demand. The value of the 1963 D Lincoln penny, like all coins, is also influenced by market demand. If a particular variety or error becomes popular among collectors, the price for that coin can rise. The 1964 SMS, Special Mint Set, penny was produced as part of experimental minting processes in the early 1960s. The SMS pennies are characterized by a sharper strike, smoother fields, and a satin-like finish compared to the regular proof and business strike coins. They are believed to have been prepared in anticipation of issuing SMS coins in 1965 to replace proof sets. However, no official 1964 SMS sets were released. It's estimated that fewer than 30 examples of the 1964 SMS penny exist today, making it one of the most elusive and valuable Lincoln pennies. Characteristics of the 1964 SMS penny: finish. These coins feature a satin-like finish, smoother than regular pennies but not quite as reflective as proof coins. Strike. The details of SMS pennies are sharp and well-defined, with a high-quality strike that sets them apart from regular circulation coins. Surfaces. The fields, the flat parts of the coin, of SMS pennies are exceptionally smooth, often with minimal bag marks or imperfections. Unique details. The rims of these coins are often more squared, and the lettering and details are crisply defined. Value of the 1964 SMS Lincoln penny. Because the 1964 SMS penny is so rare, it commands high prices in the market, especially in high grades. Average condition. Even in average condition, the 1964 SMS penny can fetch prices ranging from $5,000 to $10,000. High-grade condition. In higher grades, such as MS-67 or MS-68, these pennies have been known to sell for $15,000 to $30,000 plus. The finer the condition and sharper the strike, the more valuable the coin becomes. Auction records. Some 1964 SMS pennies have been auctioned for over $50,000, particularly those with perfect or near-perfect surfaces and strikes. How to identify a 1964 SMS penny? If you think you have a 1964 penny that might be an SMS example, there are a few key features to look for. Satin finish. SMS pennies have a satin-like finish, which is neither dull like a circulated penny nor as reflective as a proof coin. Sharp strike. Look for very sharp details on Lincoln's portrait and the Lincoln Memorial. The rims will also be more squared. Smooth fields. The fields should be very smooth with few blemishes or imperfections. Absence of mint mark. Like other Lincoln cents from 1964, the SMS penny has no mint mark, as it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. It is important to note that because the 1964 SMS penny is so rare, it's highly recommended to have any potential SMS coin authenticated and graded by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. History of the 1964 SMS penny. The 1964 SMS penny was part of the U.S. Mint's effort to transition from producing proof coins to special mint set coins, which would later be issued between 1965 and 1967. These sets were created due to the high demand for coins in circulation, and to avoid adding proof sets to the Mint's production burdens. However, the 1964 SMS coins never saw an official release, and only a small number of them exist today. It's believed that these SMS coins were kept by mint employees or were part of experimental strikes, making them highly coveted by collectors. Some examples surfaced in the numismatic community in the 1990s, and their rarity and unique characteristics made them instant treasures. The 1968 Lincoln penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial Cent series, which was produced from 1959 to 2008. It features the image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. The 1968 penny is notable for a few key reasons, including the resumption of the S mint mark for proof coins and circulation strikes from the San Francisco Mint. Historical context. In 1968, the U.S. Mint began producing coins at the San Francisco Mint again after several years without a mint mark for proofs, starting in 1965 during a coin shortage. Proof coins from 1965 to 1967 were minted without mint marks to prevent hoarding during the silver crisis. However, starting in 1968, proof coins resumed showing the S mint mark for San Francisco, and some circulation strikes also came from that mint. Additionally, the 1968 penny continued the use of the 95% copper composition, which was standard for pennies until 1982, when the U.S. Mint switched to a copper-plated zinc composition due to the rising cost of copper. Value of the 1968 Lincoln penny. The value of a 1968 Lincoln penny largely depends on its condition, mint mark, and whether it's a business strike or a proof coin. While most 1968 pennies are common and worth only face value in circulated condition, uncirculated examples and proof coins can carry a premium. Circulated condition. 1968, 1968D, and 1968S circulation. In circulated condition, these pennies are generally worth only their face value of 1 cent.